Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Holman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Holman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we talk with Aaron Popelka from KLA and get our final legislative update. And inside Kansas Ag, Kansas wheat kicks off harvest with a report, and KDA talks Savor the Season. In the news you need to know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. The House Energy and Commerce Health Subcommittee on Thursday considered the bipartisan GMO labeling legislation introduced earlier this year. The bill calls for a GMO labeling standard that is science-based and is consistent in all 50 states. The bill seeks to increase coordination between the FDA and the USDA on labeling decisions and would establish a GMO-free certification program for consumers who choose GMO-free foods. Representative Mike Pompeo of Kansas was a sponsor of the legislation. U.S. pork exports were year-over-year higher in April for the first time since June of 2014. At more than 483 million pounds, exports were almost 11% greater than exports a year earlier. Strong exports to Japan, Mexico, and South Korea accounted for much of the year-over-year increase. The USDA adjusted its second quarter pork export forecast to reflect strong April shipments. Second quarter exports are expected to be 1.2 billion pounds, 2.4% higher than a year earlier. Iowa Governor Terry Branstad Thursday requested a major disaster event declaration from President Obama in response to the avian flu outbreak in Iowa. Over 33 million birds in Iowa have been affected by the deadly virus. The request is being made for Buena Vista, Sioux, Webster, and Wright counties, but additional counties may be added. Branstad is requesting unemployment assistance, crisis counseling, disaster case management, and disaster legal services, as well as many other Stanford Act programs appropriate for those who have lost employment and income as a result of the outbreak. And in local news, starting July 1, Kansas will offer an expanded definition of covered farm vehicles and specific exemptions for farm vehicles. The change is part of the federal government's Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, or MAP 21. The exemptions apply to both straight trucks and combination vehicles. A covered farm vehicle is one that is operated by a farmer or rancher, a family member, or an employee of the farmer or rancher, and used to transport agricultural commodities, livestock, machinery, or supplies to or from a farm or ranch. USDA Rural Development State Director Patty Clark announced that 11 small businesses and agricultural producers received more than $150,000 in grants to make energy efficiency upgrades and to install renewable energy systems. In total, 11 projects received a total of $156,000 in REAP grants. With these 11 projects, approximately 5.4 billion BTUs are being saved or replaced, and on average, the businesses are saving or replacing 53% of their energy needs. Kansas feedlots with capacity of 1,000 or more head contained 2 million cattle on feed on June 1st, according to the USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service. This inventory was unchanged from last year. Placements during May totaled 345,000 head, down 21% from 2014. Fed cattle marketings for the month of May totaled 375,000 head, down 6% from last year. Up next in our Ag Feature, we talk with Aaron Popelka from KLA and get our final legislative update. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. GrassandGrain.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com.
I'm Dr. Frank Lyons, a physician here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. As one of the only standalone stem cell centers in the U.S., we use your stem cells as therapy for arthritis and some autoimmune diseases.
I'm Dr. Andrew Poe, here at Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Utilizing the latest technology under strict protocols, we're able to harvest your stem cells from your own fat to treat a variety of medical conditions. The best part about it is, it's a same-day surgical procedure and requires no general anesthesia.
The 20th annual Kicker Country Stampede, starring Blake Shelton. Yeah, the boys round Florida Georgia Line. This is how we rule. Travis Tritt. Also from the Cynics main stage, Thomas Rhett. Miller Lite, the official beer of Country Stampede. Our prices increase February 28th. Get yours now. Get them now before the price goes up. Like us on Facebook or buy online at countrystampede.com.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
We're at the state capitol today, and we're joined by Aaron Popelka from the KLA. Aaron, thanks for joining us, and thanks. I think this is the 4th time we're kind of talking off camera, so we're getting our legislative update. Maybe the last one. We may get one before, as the session ends. But a couple of things we want to talk about today is Senate Bill 302 got some pushback from KLA and actually got voted down, and that was a $3 property tax on all acreage across the state of Kansas. Walk us through the process of KLA kind of pushback on that.
Sure, Brian, and thanks again for having us. It's always great to be here. Essentially what happened was we're in the midst of trying to close the budget holes. One of the ideas that came from a Johnson County senator was to put, as the bill called it, a $3 excise tax on land. However, doing a little legal research, it was called an excise tax, but it was really a property tax. And the first thing we said, in terms of that bill was it was unconstitutional. The Kansas Constitution says that agriculture is supposed to be taxed according to its income and productivity. That violated that. So that was the first thing that we made mention of. Second, the average property tax on land in Kansas, this would have caused a 64% increase per acre. And when you look at grassland, it would have been even worse. It would have been a 217% increase, and so something that would have dramatically impacted the bottom lines of our producers. So needless to say, we were engaged. This was in the Senate Tax Committee. Fortunately, visiting with senators and kind of telling our story, we're able to beat that amendment when it was offered. It only garnered 4 votes and lost 7-4. So we're happy about that outcome.
Well, you look at it, and the beef industry here in the state of Kansas pumps billions into the state economy, and we're talking about a 200% increase on grasslands. And we're talking about one of the best opportunities for Kansas ranchers to grow their herds on grasslands. It just didn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. And really what this is kind of about is we're trying to close this budget hole, and it's kind of that old saying of don't tax you, don't tax me, tax the guy behind the tree. And well, for a Johnson County senator, agriculture is the guy behind the tree. The district that this gentleman's from doesn't have a lot of agriculture, so it's easier to point the finger at us than to look at, how do we figure our way out of this mess.
And real quick, we also got a voice veto on another bill that would have taken away some of the tax rebates that farmers get for machinery also.
Right, and it came from the same senator out of Johnson County, had support of some other Johnson County senators. Would have repealed the sales tax exemption on farm machinery. A big impact on the bottom line when you look at new combine costing over $400,000. It's a big investment. By the way, none of the other states have sales tax on their machinery and equipment. And I think the bigger thing is that was really targeted at agriculture. You look at the other industries, manufacturing, services, they enjoy similar sales tax exemptions, and really what it is to prevent business-to-business value-added taxation is the goal of those exemptions.
Perfect. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up with Aaron and talk about how we're going to fill a $400 million hole. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. See you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Farmers Insurance, your best protection against the unexpected. Call Agent Dan Key at 785-408-5459. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Blue River Traders, the finest selection of Western-style furniture for your home. BlueRiverTraders.com.
We're finishing up at the state capitol with Aaron Popelka from KLA. And Aaron, again, this is our fourth time. We'll probably get another one before the end of the year. But 402, is that right? About 402 million short coming in fiscal year?
About 406 million, and that's gotten a little short, a little smaller. First it got bigger, then it got a little smaller. So we're right about 406 with the draft budget bill. And so essentially, I think a lot of the legislators have come to the conclusion that we've got about as much cuts out of the budget as we can. And so really it's come down to which taxes are we going to raise to fill that hole.
Property taxes, we know that's kind of been put on the table, kind of been tabled again. What about income taxes?
Yeah, so the property taxes, it's been our message that we don't want to go that direction. I think the governor's been pretty clear about that too. So really what we're looking at is, do we do something consumption, like that'd be a sales tax, or do we do something income tax related? And I think the big thing on the income tax front that's been talked about by some is back in 2012 we exempted business income, including income for farmers that aren't C Corps.
Right.
And so there's been some discussion, well, do we put that back maybe at a lower rate, but put it back on businesses so it's a little more fair? There's some that don't want to do that, some that do. And so that's really a lot of the give and take right now.
Well, again, it's what you said was don't tax me, don't tax him, tax the guy behind the tree. Consumption, we're talking about alcohol, cigarettes, fuel, I would imagine.
Yes, that's all in there. So there's the governor initially proposed increases in liquor and cigarette taxes. That's kind of hit a stop for now. It's talked about. Fuel is in the discussion. Kind of our goal is, if we're going to do this, let's keep the dyed fuels, the off-road fuels out of it, because that tax really goes for roads. And we don't, in farm country, construction, other things that use dyed fuel, railroads, we're not on the roads. So let's not go down that direction. The time frame on the legislative session ran out last week. We're now in overtime. You're looking at some of the Capitol employees, secretaries not getting paid necessarily. to keep going forward. So really, we're in crunch time. I think a lot of folks would hope that we get it done here in the next few days, but this could drag into June very easily if we don't get some consensus on issues.
Perfect. Aaron, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You're watching Kansas Ag Report. We'll be back in just a minute.
Wheat Harvest 15 is upon us, and once again, family members, neighbors, and communities unite to help bring in the golden grains that feed a hungry world. Farmers are hustling to get fields cut because of encroaching weed pressure due to late-season rains and thin wheat stands in some areas. But those May rains during grain fill also improved yields for many Kansas farmers. In its May report, USDA National Agricultural Statistics Service estimated that Kansas would produce 272 million bushels of wheat, but by June that number was increased by 42.5 million bushels due to those beneficial rains. Harvest began around June 15th in some areas, and by June 22nd had reached much of the state. Farmers were reporting varied yields, but that they were higher than anticipated earlier in the growing season. While there have been some quality concerns, weed pressure, and lower than ideal test weights, most producers report that they are pleasantly surprised by this year's crop. During this wheat harvest time, we'd like to remind everyone to use extra caution and patience when traveling around farm trucks, tractors, combines, and other farm implements. Think of the slow-moving vehicle emblem as a warning to adjust your speed and pay attention. For more than a century, Kansas wheat farmers have produced safe, abundant, and affordable food. Kansas wheat. It's healthy, wholesome, and homegrown.
It's summer in Kansas, and that means lots of great specialty crops are available from local farms. The From the Land of Kansas program has partnered with Kansas Farm Bureau to promote the Savor the Season campaign. This campaign spotlights the excitement of cooking with fresh Kansas-grown ingredients. It is designed to educate and motivate consumers to cook with Kansas specialty crops. The campaign highlights at least one fruit, vegetable, or herb in each recipe created by Kansas's own Chef Allie. The recipe cards also provide tips on selection, storage, nutrition, and a kitchen tip for the seasonal crop. A full nutrition panel, composed by the Kansas Value Added Center, housed at Kansas State University, accompanies each recipe. Some example recipes include peach and tomato salad with goat cheese and crispy bacon, roasted sweet potato, sausage, and kale bake with Swiss cheese sauce, and pan-roasted Brussels sprouts. You can find the cards at your local farmer's market, online at fromthelandofkansas.com/savortheseason, or follow us on Pinterest at From the Land of Kansas. Once you've created your dish, you have the chance to win a weekly giveaway through Instagram by using the hashtag #ShowUsYourDish and tagging at From the Land of Kansas and at Kansas Farm Bureau. Weekly winners will be announced on Winter Wednesday. If you're looking for ingredients to spruce up your family's menu, check out the From the Land of Kansas Marketplace. We've got everything from barbecue sauce to pizza crust mix. Check out the site at shop.fromthelandofkansas.com.
This segment brought to you by Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. A.B. Flint Motor Company, selling quality used cars and trucks in southeast Topeka at 32nd and South Kansas Avenue. Integrity Gun and Pawn, 2 Topeka locations specializing in firearms and training. igpawn.com to learn more. Impact Satellite, your local authorized DirecTV dealer. Impact Satellite at 785-554-5974.
All the time. Monthly payments of $289, $189, or even $89. How is this done, you ask? Well, with large down payments, low mileage leases, and you must qualify for all rebates offered. Can we do this?
Yes, we can.
But we'd prefer to give you the straight call, where we tell you all the information up front, and you make the decision on what vehicle and payment you want. You won't need bifocals to read the fine print here. Dick Edwards, serving the Manhattan, Fort Riley, and Junction City areas for over 30 years.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
You hear it all the time, monthly payments of $289, $189, or even $89. How is this done, you ask? Well, with large down payments, low mileage leases, and you must qualify for all rebates offered. Can we do this?
Yes, we can.
But we'd prefer to give you the straight call, where we tell you all the information up front, and you make the decision on what vehicle and payment you want. You won't need bifocals to read the fine print here. Dick Edwards, serving the Manhattan, Fort Riley, and Junction City areas for over 30 years.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
A 1,504-pound black steer fed by Roscoe L. Harvell at Beefland Feed Yard near Garden City was named the Brookover Memorial Award winner at the Beef Empire Days Fed Cattle Show. The steer posted the best combined finish by placing 4th in the live show and 1st in the steer carcass contest. Harvell's steer also won the Cargill Meat Solutions Award for Grand Champion Overall Carcass by weighing 969 pounds on the rail, producing a 17.11 square inch ribeye, grading low prime, and putting up a yield grade of 2.44. The Grand Champion Overall Heifer won 4th in the heifer division of the live show and 3rd in the heifer carcass contest. Foote Cattle Company fed this entry at Lane County Feeders of Dighton. The 1,330-pound heifer hung an 855-pound carcass, had a 16.3-inch ribeye, graded middle choice, and was a yield grade 1.83. A 1,392-pound entry owned by Lakin Feed Yard and F. Otley and fed at Lakin Feed Yard was named the Zoetis MGA Award winner for producing the champion heifer carcass. This heifer, which placed 17th live, had a 918-pound carcass weight, posted a 14.58-inch ribeye, graded low prime, and was a yield grade 3.46. Overall, the 119 cattle in the show graded 5% prime, 74.8% choice, and 18.5% select.
Good morning. I'm Eric Osterhaus with Paragon Ag Advisors. All eyes are now solidly on the upcoming June 30th USDA report, where in addition to the latest supply and demand information, we'll also hear the latest estimate in regards to planted acres. This particular report has had a history of being a market mover in years past and could give us the same fireworks this year as well. One of the important things to remember with this report is that it's largely based on interviews regarding planting expectations from the first part of June. In some areas, the rains have seriously hampered planting pace, so some of those acres in areas in Kansas and Missouri may not have gotten in as of today. This news, however, may not be reflected yet in this report. It appears that, at least for the moment, world concerns regarding Greece and its effect on the dollar are taking backstage to fundamental news in the grains leading into this report. So the table is set for a little uncertainty premium to be added back in. We've also started hearing some early returns on wheat harvest, and the early returns seem to point to a better than expected crop in the western parts of Kansas, but some spotty results the further east that you go. It appears that it might be the soft wheat areas further east that you may see some quality and yield issues. If you have questions on these markets or any markets, please call Paragon Ag Advisors at 888-452-8751. Have a productive week.
If you'd like to advertise your business on Kansas Ag Report, give us a call at 785-554-5974.
Closed captioning brought to you by Dick Edwards in Manhattan, selling America's #1 truck, the Ford F-150, for over 30 years. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. kansassoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Dick Edwards Auto Plaza in Junction City, home of this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ram Truck. DickEdwardsAuto.com.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
Tammy the Pro Home Plus is all about providing warmth and kindness to aging individuals who find it difficult to live on their own. Tammy's team is made up of experienced caregivers and nurses committed to the highest level of individualized care, focusing on health and well-being, and assisting with nutrition, grooming, medications, therapies, and daily living needs, all in a warm, caring environment. Call Tammy the Pro Home Plus today at 785-383-7094 to learn how we can help.